Hi.
Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Linda.
And go ahead.
And we're here to let you know how we both retired at our respective ages. I was 79 and
I was 49.
All right, so she's 49. We have previous videos on living a retired life in Bali. This video is about some realities of acclimating in a foreign country as an expat. I want to thank you so much for supporting my daughter and myself in our journey through retirement in Bali. I appreciate everything and everyone in your comments, and please keep them coming, and we'll keep trying to answer them as best as we can. And the first thing is I needed to get an Indonesian phone number. The phone number I had in America for 25 years, I wasn't able to keep. I wasn't going to pay the exorbitant $200 a month to the carrier that I had for 25 years. So I got an Indonesian phone and phone number. So one of the things that I miss the most is being able to talk on the phone, but I don't have to miss that because there's WhatsApp. And everybody here communicates with one another through WhatsApp. The vendors here communicate to me, vice versa. The people that I've met, all of us, we all communicate through WhatsApp. It is much, much easier. And by
the way, it works on Wi-Fi, so you don't really need a phone number to work on WhatsApp in a foreign country. You know, as long as you have internet or Wi-Fi, you can communicate for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I need to communicate to the United States, I have Skype. So,
in case somebody doesn't have a WhatsApp, once in a while there's a friend or a family member that doesn't have WhatsApp available. So
that's why I talk to that person on Skype.
And I talk to people on Skype like my bank. Since I can't call internationally with my Indonesian phone and phone number, I would use Skype as the means to contact the bank in the United States.
Ditto.
Okay.
So one of the ways to get around here, in fact, the only way that I'm able to get around without using my feet, is to hire a Uber type transportation called Gojek. There's also something called Grab, but I don't use Grab. I just use Gojek. And Gojek is two options. There's the motor scooter, motorbike, and where you ride on the back of that with a helmet, or in a car, which is air conditioned. So obviously at 81 or even 31, I'd still opt for the air condition. And that's how I get around.
I have a motorbike that I use.
And she won't take me on the back of it.
No, I won't, because she's 81. Did I mention that?
Well, yeah, I would just be hanging on to her waist. Big deal.
I will never be able to live with myself, Mom, if you were on the back of the bike. I'm just saying. I don't even want you on the back of Alana's bike, okay? You know how I turn the other way when that happens. Anyway, So moving on. What else have you learned here since you've been here?
Well, I learned to live somewhat with the humidity. Not always easy, but with those days that are just excruciatingly hot, and for example, it may say it was 88, but currently factoring in the humidity, it's really 115. I go in my bedroom and I turn on the air.
Anything else you've learned about?
Yes.
What?
The money.
Oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
So the denomination here, not the currency, the denomination.
No, the currency is rupiah, but the denomination is 100,000
equals $7
Right.
USD.
Right.
So I will go and I'll look at an item, and then I have to decide how much that item is really in dollars.
Since everything is in rupiah here, you have to learn how to convert. Convert. Thank you, Mom. You have to learn to convert from rupiah to dollar, or dollar to rupiah. But then, after a while, after living here for 2 years, you stop thinking about the dollar value, and she doesn't. I now don't think about it in dollars.
I know, because you've been here 6 years. And even if I were here 6 years.
We don't know yet. We'll see. When you're here 6 years, we'll do another video.
But in the meantime, I'll pick up an item and I calculate whether or not it's worth it to me. For example, I just bought an iPhone cord, an Apple cord, and it was 225,000 rupiah, which translates to about $15. And I needed the cord, so I bought it.
Okay, great. You said that you have a new mindset on how you buy things.
I do have a new mindset on how I buy things, and so what I do is, for example, I'll go to Ace Hardware, which is a franchised. It's not even a hardware store, but they sell, because there's no lumber, but they sell appliances and plastic things and pillows and blankets and everything but hardware. So I'll go to Ace and I'll pick an item up and I'll see what that is in the rupiah denomination, and then I have to think about it. When I do the multiplication of the $7 per 100,000 rupiah, is it really worth it? And whether it is, I'll buy it. If it isn't, then I don't. I'll walk away.
But what I'm hearing you saying, though, it's really helping you see actually the value of things. And is it something you really need?
Yeah, her mantra, do you really need this, Mom, always goes through my head. Always. Okay. So my income is only Social Security. That's it. And my Social Security is deposited on the third Wednesday of every month. And
into your U.S. bank account?
Into my U.S. bank. And that's where it stays. And then when I need money, I can use my ATM card to take money out. Or I ask Debbie, she gives me 1,200,000 every week for groceries.
Rupiah. And the reason why I do that is so that she has walk-around money. If you use your ATM here, the fees, upon fees, you have the international fee, you have the local bank fee here, and then you have the fee from your own bank. So it ends up being like, I don't know, like $10, $15. Too much.
So anyway, so she gives me this money, and I then buy the groceries with the money. And if it's still not enough, then I use my credit card for the remainder of that, and I then tell them at the checkout, USD, please.
Yeah, because you get a better exchange through the USD.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
And just, can we sidebar for a minute and talk about Social Security? There is a Social Security website. United States is one of the few countries in the world that actually partners with over 100, and I think it's over 150 other countries, that you can actually get your Social Security deposited into another bank in another country. It is legal. And so Indonesia is actually one of those countries. So I have a friend that's lived here for about 15 years, and she actually has her Social Security being direct deposited into her Indonesian bank. Now, Mom, however, I told her not to do that because I'd rather have her money in the United States than here. And I do have an Indonesian bank account that I set up here. You need a passport, and you also need proof of a lease that you're living somewhere. So I was able to do that, and I'm able to pull out some cash for her so she has walking around money. And then by the end of the month, she transfers money.
Third Wednesday of the month when, well, actually it's Thursday because we're a day ahead, I then transfer money to her.
Her wire transfer is from her American bank to my American bank. And I do have a bank account here, and every now and then when I need money, I'll wire transfer money from my American bank to my Indonesian bank. So we have a bank account here in case we need it, but most of the money that we have is based in the United States in investments. Her investments.
Her investments, not mine.
Okay, moving on, Mom.
Acclimating to a foreign country is not easy, but it is better alternative for me because of the affordability, and my daughter is here. The reality of living here is I can start over, I can stay active, I can keep learning new and discovering life in new ways, and which takes my mind away from growing old. Life isn't perfect, but it's stress-free. It's simple and it's interesting, to say the least.
If you're wondering what this little thing is, it's covering the microphone, this little piece of fur. I'm not sure if it's animal protected or not. I don't think anything died for me to wear it, but it is what it is.